Rapid Rants, episode 43. Welcome. We have J Prime filling in for Leslie. She couldn't make it today. We're very excited to have him here about the topics we got going on. We got artists setting themselves on fire for music video shoots. Is man, the astronomical cost of American Daycare. We're gonna get into it, man. Let's start with this first topic, man. This artist, bro. I don't know what this guy was thinking for real.
Yeah. And I look at you, baby. I just can't walk away. Is it really worth saving? Cause I can't seem to erase the memories of.
Shit.
I tried to find more context about what was going on there. Like, but was that the plan the whole time? Like, he had some kind of pants that were supposed to be on fire, just got out of hand. But what were you thinking, bro?
So I've seen.
He wasn't.
So I've seen a few different type of influencers set themselves on fire, and some successful ones. So there's some type of repellent that you could use that sets things on fire that they won't burn up. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I believe he found some that works with pans, and it got out of hand real quick.
No, it doesn't though. Clearly.
I mean, he got the attention now. He set himself on fire, so that we're gonna be burning.
I don't know who it was.
Mission
I don't know his
success.
name. I didn't see his Instagram tag. You know what I mean? Like, I got no idea who the guy is. It was unsuccessful.
But you know what he looks like.
Hey, ain't you the guy that set yourself on fire? Yo, I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
I'm scrolling past. No, bro, what's that idiot? I don't need to be influenced by his stupidity.
Yeah, bro, it's getting out of hand that people are starting to look for more ways to stand out, and you know what I'm saying. Now it's getting to the point to where it's becoming a detriment to freaking your safety. Like, and I'm a wrestling fan. There is a wrestling promotion where because they're always trying to outdo because there's so many things that happen. So this guy climbed 16 feet in the freaking air. So everybody under, like, they have a spot to where if somebody jumps off something, you got to try to play it off, and then oh my god, and it falls on everybody. So they're all looking up. This dude 16 feet up, he backflips, and at the last second, people are like they go to catch him but move out of the way. He slams it to the freaking ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like
not everybody's built for that.
It ain't worth it, man.
It's not.
All right, so I picked this next topic. It's another 2-minute topic because of the other topic from a couple episodes ago where the guy got arrested for leaving his kids
Yes.
at McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, Quashana, you had brought up like you couldn't find anybody to watch your kids. Now, I chose this to give you an idea of the actual cost of daycare in our country.
Okay.
Well, my wife had to go back to work after our second kid, which sucks. And now we're coming up on finding daycare. So went and toured this one that we loved. A little bit of unfortunate news. When she told me the price over the phone, I thought, wow, that is fucking crazy. But if we absolutely had to make it work and it's the right place, we'll check it out. Well, the bad news is I thought that was for both our kids, but since we have a 3-year-old, yeah, that'd be $2,025 a month for him. And for our infant, just tack on another $2,470. $4,400 a month for our children to be in daycare. Go fuck yourselves, America.
Where does he live?
The work day.
LA,
That's legit,
maybe.
bro. That's legit.
Maybe
That's
LA. I'm not sure.
the truth of it is, like, if you are married, 9 times out of 10, it's not worth it for one of the spouses to work because they're just working to pay for daycare. They might as well just stay home.
Where did they live?
I'm telling you, if you look in your area, especially, I mean, you live in a pretty nice part of Florida. I guarantee you're looking at similar prices. $500 a week is standard for a young kid, and it's and
Let's
more
hold
for
up, but it
college.
was not about
I'm
sending the
about
kids to
to.
daycare, right? It was about
He said, I'm
if
looking
you
this up.
having one job interview, are you really not gonna find someone who's gonna take care of
This
the work?
this is outrageous.
Who like
How
Quishana,
much
like
is
there's no
daycare
one.
each month
Man, I'm
in the
muting
state of
muting Blaze
Florida?
while I figure this stuff out over here.
Yeah, my bad. This is insane.
But like, who do you think would be the one watching the kids, Quishana?
A friend,
They
like
gotta
I don't
work.
know, family members,
They gotta work. They
like a
all gotta work.
grandma, a neighbor. So rather better than leaving the kids all by themselves at the playground at McDonald's. Come on now.
I mean,
I,
yes, but sometimes there's not that option, and that's what I'm saying is like you gotta choose between if you're gonna work just to pay for daycare, or if you're gonna just literally stay home because it doesn't make sense not to.
We're pulling a take your kid to work day every day. Fuck that.
I'm dying to know what Blaze figured out here. I think he's close to an answer.
I'm about to answer it right now. Oh, no. What are
No, we
you
don't
talking
need
about?
Samantha
Album
in this
After
cover?
school is going to be about after school, yeah, but this is like full-time daycare. Thank you for the comment, Melissa. But like this, this would be like the 9 to
Yeah, that's
5.
crazy.
This was for I think you said a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, something like that.
That's insane.
okay.
Yeah, it's wild.
$1,300 a month is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just it's nuts for one kid per damn kid, bro.
Preschool is $950 a month.
Yep.
These are expensive.
Shout out to my sister, by the way. You feel me? Hey, that's my blood sister right there, Bristol Andrews. You paying this much money?
Yep. That's what it is, bro. That's the reality. Straight up, that's the reality.
Okay, but then the question would be, okay, the ones who cannot afford daycare or school, what are they supposed to do? They're getting like support by the state, from the state, or what is it?
They ain't getting. What the hell?
No, that's another story. That's like 2 other topics
Oh,
right there. So let's move on to our first 4-minute topic, and is one of the 2 AI related topics. And I apologize for that, but this is the world we live in, bro. It's all about AI. This
Let's
one,
get it.
yeah, it's a new AI program.
This new AI app does something so controversial that the student who created it got thrown out of his own university. In a nutshell, it lets you cheat on everything. And those are the inventor's own words. On the freaking front page of the website, it says invisible AI to cheat on meetings, conversations, sale calls, interviews, and the list goes on. This is 21-year-old Roy Lee, and he says that he's already raised over $5 million for what he's calling Cluely. His launch video shows him on a date with a girl, and the AI listens to her in real time and then feeds him information and suggestions on what to say next. However, similar to, I guess, his former university, a lot of people online have criticized the software, calling him a moral imbecile and that people like him destroy society. He says in his defense that every time technology makes us smarter, the world panics, and that there was a time when the calculator, spell check, and even Google was considered cheating. Now, in all fairness, despite how cool the video looks, in reality, at least as of right now, it's still just software on your computer. The question is, what do you think? Does tech like this make us more efficient and we should embrace it? Or is taking the short way only going to lead to problems down the line?
All right. I'm going first. Like, we just have to accept that the world is going AI, bro. Yes. It is what it is. You can sit and complain and continue to be a dinosaur, or you can just get with the program, bro. It is what it is. It's like there's no more complaining about it. We have to learn, adapt, and then teach the younger, generation morals, and it just is what it is, bro. Straight up. I can't blame them. I can't blame dude.
I agree. As much as I've joked on this show about, AI taking over and all that Terminator stuff and everything but at some point, yeah, I do believe it's going to be a problem in the future. But until then, AI is the most useful tool that we have had at our fingertips ever in history, including the internet itself.
Exactly.
This is, if you know how to take advantage of these things, it really can make your life so much easier. And I don't know, like more, I guess the moral question in these things is like the personal situations, like going on a date, right? And he doesn't actually have it in the glasses yet; it's on the computer, so you'd have to have his computer out on the date to be able to read this, and then he's like running facts and everything. But wouldn't that just make a conversation more interesting? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, some yeah, yes and no. Depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? But
true.
yeah,
Correcting you everything you say.
exactly. It depends on the person. But yeah, bro, it's like people just have to just get used to the fact that this is, this is where we are. Like they have, what you were talking about, how technology and AI taking over. Like that's not a fake thing. They literally have people who are fail-safing and making sure that AI doesn't get to a place to where they don't need us, So,
I mean, but that
Right.
will be the point. It will replace certain aspects, but I think the only thing that we need to consider is it doesn't or shouldn't replace, personality, people,
Right.
social context, and so on. Because even though if you know all the skills and whatsoever, you still need people who can connect with employees, co-workers, and whatsoever. So I think even if the machines help regarding tooling and skills and whatsoever, the personal component is so much more important.
yep, it's gonna
It-
rely
it's
on.
very useful. It's very useful, but as long as we have control of it, because as soon as we don't have control over it, it's going to replace all forms of entertainment, musicians, everybody's out of a job.
Exactly, and you have to. And but the thing is, I am seeing, especially using AI, it's like it's all depend on the person. It's people who, number one, use AI in the wrong hands, or when it comes to certain things, you won't be able to fully. They're still going to need people to take over. I mean, to be able to use and implement the AI to make it work somehow. Like I'm using AI to build a few different things, and at the end of the day, anyone without certain experiences could also use the same exact program. But you're still going to need to be able to do the basic things that like a real editor would do. Like for example, to have a website that I'm building work with social media, I have to go to the developer page. I got to know how to find APIs. I got to know how to do certain things. So you know what I'm saying? So you still got to have a certain skill set, so
I think what it boils down to, and like a lot like what Krishana was saying, is if it's okay to use tools like that professionally, but not personally, not socially. It can make your job easier, but it kind of makes you sort of a fake person if you're depending on
facts.
that to develop personal
You become
relationships.
too dependent.
Exactly. Cheating on dates. That's crazy.
Oh, all right. Y'all ready for head transplants?
Oh my God. Head
I said
transplants.
head trans. That's what I said. Straight up.
Watch this video and tell me if you think the soul would transfer to the new body.
This is going to blow your mind. A startup company called BrainBridge announced today that they believe that they will be able to successfully perform a head transplant surgery in the next 8 years. The way that this would work is you would take a person with a perfectly healthy and active brain, but their body has cancer or paralysis, and transplant it to a brain dead donor body. What's crazy is that they said that by doing this, the person that's receiving the new body would still be able to maintain their memories, cognitive abilities, and consciousness. They say that the brain could last several hundred years if it had a good working body, and that might be a potential in the future, but that this would also give people with different ailments a second chance.
Yo.
This is crazy.
That's wild.
I really doubt that it really works. This is like a movie.
Hey, look. There's a lot of things going on today that if you would have told me 20 years ago that it was possible, I'd be like, this is not going to work. It's a
10
movie.
years ago.
Exactly. What?
I guess
Now-
they're looking at it like they do heart transplants and transplants of everything else. Why can't they transplant someone's head? But like, why would you take the whole head instead of just the brain?
That's a valid point. That's a very valid point.
Maybe I still want my face, bro. You feel me? I don't want to look like nobody else.
And then like skin color too, bro. Like if it's not an exact match, like it's just like clearly a head sewn onto a body. But
Everybody got
right,
alopecia.
here's my first thoughts when I'm watching this video, right? Like we already have enough problems with people disappearing and it quite likely being tied to the elite, right? Now we're gonna
Bruh.
tell these super rich that if you need a new body and you can
Bruh.
provide a new body, then we'll just put your head on that body. I feel like this is gonna cause some dystopian disaster.
This gonna cause some kidnapping.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, look. Why can't y'all just leave well enough alone, man? This,
But if you
Here
put
for
like
the
one
good.
head and put it on another body, you have to connect everything with the body,
yeah.
the nerves, the
Like,
muscles. So
yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
it's not
saying.
gonna be so easy. Mm-mm.
Well, of course it's not gonna be easy. But I mean, you know,
I mean,
another
that's what it
like
said 8 years.
something my lady brought up about it was like, you know, they said the brain could last hundreds of years. Like there's not some deterioration in your brain after 150, 200 years. But then I guess if you're putting it in a younger body and they have a healthy heart and it's pumping the right amount of blood and oxygen, it could last longer. But I don't know. Like I just yeah, like Blaze said, can we leave well enough alone? And at this point, you know, let's let's just,
Well
you know,
then, yeah, but maybe AI will be that far that you just put your head in like a glass type of bowl connected with something, and then it's just having like robots doing the work
Here we
and
go,
doing the physical
Futurama.
stuff.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bro, this is insane, bro. I'm like, people are gonna be using it for the wrong reasons too.
Oh.
Nothing's wrong with them.
Yeah.
I'm just tired and I don't want to work out. Put my head on a freaking muscle body. I believe it. What's crazy is I believe it. I believe because look, AI was around 20 years before it was accessible to us, like nanotechnology. I remember 2 years after, maybe 2 or 3 years after 9/11 and that whole craziness happened, my friend Omar, shout out to my dog, his brother was one of the cops on firefighter cops, whatever, on scene at the building and at the ground zero or whatever. And he was saying when he was overseas, like he told me a bunch of different stuff, but when he was overseas, that they had like nanotech and all that type of stuff, and I just didn't understand what he meant. And then we watched G.I. Joe, the movie, when they were talking about nanotechnology, and he called me immediately. See what I'm saying? They're saying it in the movies, but bro, this stuff is well beyond. Pretty soon we're gonna have AI technology and and like we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we laugh, but that's absolutely the truth. That's how they do it, bro. They hide it in plain sight.
Yeah. But this is the question, like, when is enough enough? Like, what type
Yeah.
of boundaries do we like overstep the
I,
next?
I would respect the question, but the buzzer went off, so
Timer,
Mhm.
the timer spoke.
you know.
Timer spoke. This is the other AI topic that we have, and I really want to know if y'all would wear this AI pendant.
Look at this freaking thing right here. You might think that's a microphone, but no, that's my microphone. This is what you should be curious about. See, this is an AI pendant, and it records every single word that's spoken in my presence 24/7. And I'm going to wear this or something like this until the day I die. Now, before I tell you what this is, I want to tell you why I believe so strongly that everyone on the planet should wear one of these. And I already know what you're thinking. Oh, Big Brother this, yada yada, privacy. No. First of all, we don't have privacy anymore. That's gone. That's been gone.
Facts.
Second of
That's
all,
facts.
all this data is stored locally to my device. It's mine. Now, why is that cool? Well, with one prompt, I can write an autobiography. That's cool. At the end of the year, with one prompt, I'm going to write an autobiography about my 2025. Why else is it cool? Over the weekend, I ran into my friend Tommy. We were talking about baseball cards. He told me about his friend that makes $1 million a year selling baseball cards. I thought it was awesome that it would make good content. And I thought, dang it, I need to take notes. Then I thought, no, I don't. Look, they're all right here. I have a verbatim transcript of everything he said. Is your spouse trying to gaslight you? Don't worry about it. One prompt to your AI and you can get the truth. See, this pendant is tied to an app on my phone, and I can ask it things like, how can I be a better dad based on how I talk to my kids? What were the most important things I did yesterday? What were the most stressful things that I talked about last week? And you can use those prompts to have a better life. Get the full details right here. Look.
This is too much for my brain to compute,
this is
bro.
That's going to cause
Come
a
on
lot
now.
of fights, but it can be very useful.
It'd be useful, but to be honest, if you want to think about what you did yesterday, come on now. You really lost track on what you did yesterday, the most
Yes,
important things? Then it would
Hey,
have
look,
been.
I
Come
lost
on.
track of what I did 5 minutes ago. So
How many of
100%.
us forget things all the time, though,
That's
that
what
we
I'm
would
saying.
never
Like, all
forget
right,
with that?
little things like I'll be talking to my lady and we're talking about some movie, right? Like, oh, we got to watch this movie together. The next day we wake up, I can't remember. That was in the middle of some random conversation. Ask the AI, what movie were we talking about watching last night around 8 o'clock? And it can tell you. I can't tell you how many times I've actually said that. Like, I wish I could Google search my own brain.
yeah,
Like I saw a post the other day. Somebody was looking for a guest for a podcast, and they were like, "What's your favorite movie? I want to do a show just talking about your favorite movie." And I had this moment. I sat there for like 10 minutes. I don't know what my favorite movie is. I wish I could have just Googled what's my favorite movie.
you
That's
know,
like a constantly changing
thi-
answer.
Right?
this technology bails out a lot of like a lot of finger snapping and finger snap famous people. I'm gonna give you an example of a finger snap thing. It's like, that guy, the one that I was like, damn, what's his name?
Yeah.
You don't have to do that no more. Now you know exactly who it is.
Finger snap famous people.
Give me the guy that was, people, So that
But I think it
fingers,
would
see,
make it even worse. If you're using this tool, you don't really,
it takes
it's
away
like
the
the
human
cell
connection.
phone. No, but in general, like back then, we knew every cell number and numbers in our head. Now you just don't do it anymore. If you
That
got
is
such tool,
facts.
if you got such tool, you don't even remember the things that I don't know, might did like 10 minutes ago because you always be asking this damn tool, what did it do?
No, no,
Oh, yeah,
I
attention
agree.
spans are dropping.
I agree. It's a, like I said, it's good and bad to pros and cons to all of it. But I understand it really will affect human connection in in a lot of ways.
I don't think this would. I think the other app would. I don't think this would affect human connection at all. I think that it's a way to keep more organized. Like, I mean, I understand,
I
Krishan,
agree
you're
with
right
that.
about the phone number thing. I think that's something that we had a skill and we lost it because we didn't need it
We didn't
anymore.
need it anymore. Exactly.
But for me personally, this AI pen, and it wouldn't make me any worse at anything because I'm already terrible at remembering what I just did or what I did yesterday. I'm awful at remembering the details. So it's not a skill I'll lose.
Yeah.
It's something I don't have, and this would make it easier to
This
live.
will make there are I met someone, this girl Yvonne or whatever her name is. She has photographic memory. It is insane how you would think she had one of these pendants. I was like, remember the place we went to? Oh yeah, Yellow House. They had the thing on the side of the
I
window
don't
and they had
get
that
it,
little
bro.
scratch. It's crazy. She could see one thing one time and just have a photographic memory of it. She's one of those people. Look at this number. All right, remember that. I can't do that. I have to look at this number 83957 83957 83957 83, and I do it over and over and still may forget.
Like prom and Blaze. Could you imagine you're just walking, you're driving or whatever, and you think of a bar that you want to remember?
Yo,
right? You can't put it on the phone.
Yeah.
You just say, all right,
Yo.
AI pen
Exactly.
is bar. Write put this in bars, and you say it, and it records it, and then you go back to it later.
Hey, look, man. There's a lot of pros.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
trying,
wow.
like this I think is an example of like a non-negative AI tool. And like you said,
I like the autobiography thing too.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I like the most.
yeah. I mean, dude, you wear it for a few years, you can make a hell of a book off of stuff you didn't realize is.
If you're a criminal, this can send you straight to prison.
All right. Last topic before the questions.
Do you operate under the premise that you should not be too nice to people? I saw a post this morning that actually sparked my interest in this question because it said that being too nice invites people to disrespect you. I disagree with that. I think that when you operate under the premise that people's intentions are poor, you project poor intentions on other people. But when you operate under the premise that people are typically coming from a good place and coming from a positive place, then you project positivity and you behave in a manner that projects positivity.
Huh.
Leslie really wanted this topic. I'm kind of disappointed Leslie's not here. But in my opinion, bro, in my opinion, like nice is kind of a relative word, and to me, when I'm thinking about how I treat people and how I respond to people, I'm very rarely like mean to someone, like
Yes.
actually intentionally mean. But I don't see it as being nice. It's not. I'm not trying to be a nice person. I don't have the time or energy in my own head to not treat if you are doing something that makes me want to treat you meanly, then I'm just going to leave you alone. I'm going to ignore you. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do anything, you know what I mean? Like
I agree. I feel like if you're being too nice, you're already being fake. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the proper context is let me be normal. And normal is being like polite, being kind, be the way that you should be. I feel like too nice is going out of your way and overcompensating, and that will cause issues for people to think that they can get over it. It does invite that in, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's the type of person that if you lend a hand, they take your whole arm. There are a lot of people are like that. So yeah, I feel like the context of too nice is being fake. So just be real. Be who you are.
Sometimes people don't deserve nice.
Yeah, but sometimes people are who how they are, right? Some people are kind. They can't be mean. Some people are just assholes because their nature is being an asshole.
Yeah.
So I think to find the balance,
And
I
and
guess
there
could be difficult.
and I feel like there are people who are naturally good people and been
Hmm.
burnt a few times. I don't know how many times my kindness has been taken for weakness, and I've been tried. And instead of, I have two options. I can be bitter and start treating people that way, or I can just be wise now and know how to navigate through that, because I'm always going to be me. But my eye is now open to how it can be taken advantage of, and I handle it accordingly. So now I don't even treat, because I know it's going to come. I can decide now not to treat people a mean or negative way, because now I have it in my mind that there's a possibility that they're going to take my kindness for weakness. I'm prepared for it now, and if they try it and I recognize it, I'm not even upset. I just call them out and correct them on it. You feel me? And don't try me, bro. Understand that, da, 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 and let's keep it moving. And that's how you can handle it.
yeah, yeah. And I also I think there's a difference between treating people nicely and then doing nice things for people. I think that it's more important. Like it's not worth your energy not to treat people nice, but people have to deserve you doing nice things for them. You know, like actual kind acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of being attentive, showing respect, and being sort of considerate, and doing nice things for people. And even if you are in a working environment, right? If you are not being selfish and thinking further steps ahead, and you try to get along with your coworkers, you also do certain stuff, which might not be your task, but you just do it to support, right? And it's
Yeah.
a giving and taking,
Mhm.
so on both sides.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And at some point, if those coworkers keep not doing that task or not doing things for you, you gotta know where you stand and
yeah,
stop
then you're
doing those
not going to
things.
do it again. Yeah,
Right.
Straight
but
up.
it
Right.
doesn't stop you being nice, the person who you are. But I mean, sometimes they just do it for a show, and it's really hard that they are
Facts.
really are themselves. They just try to please everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel that. All right. Kushana, you got your question ready? What
Yeah.
did you got here? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, I'm not. I don't got it now, but I got you.
I got Kushana.
Okay, question for you is, what did you think how your life would be when you think about, yeah, at a younger age? What,
Solid question. Solid question. Not what it is.
know what it is? Okay.
I mean, all
Nope.
right. So it depends on like how old you're talking about, man. Like if you had asked me what I thought it would be when I was 14 versus 18, but when I decided to go to Full Sail and go to film school, and I had the Hollywood dreams, man. Like I wanted to go out there and direct and produce and star in the biggest movies and be blah 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 blah, just like that standard 18-year-old make it big kind of thing. And really, like if you had asked me then, I thought that I would absolutely be living in LA right now and doing the actual film production thing. And over time you start to see what's important and what you really want. And I am so glad that I didn't go that route. I do not want that life at all, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. So, so the context. So ask the question more. I got it, but I didn't get it too much. Ask the
What do you
question
think
more.
your life was going to be like when you were 18 years old? Just call it.
Real talk. Right now, I am a billionaire. I'm not even joking. At 18, I already knew I possessed certain amount of skills where I'm about to take over and take off. At 17, I had already opened up for Nelly and opened up for Missy Elliott and Trick Daddy, and I was all in the right rooms. I just thought that by 2025, I'm a billionaire, bro. But along the way, I realized, number one, I do not want fame the way that I thought I wanted fame, because I now realize what fame is and what comes with it. But two, I started to realize that everything that we see isn't exactly what it is. You get your song on the radio, that don't necessarily mean you're famous. You get to work with somebody rich and famous, that don't mean that thing is going to take off. You get a record deal, that don't mean you're not getting screwed the hell over. It's like life is, so yeah, I learned a lot from
Prime. How about you?
I definitely thought I was about to be the next Eminem or some shit. I was about to be up there. Everybody around the world gonna respect my rhymes and hear my music and look up to me, but it ain't worked out like that at all. I got people that like it, and I got people that don't even know it.
And it's crazy, and it's crazy that feeling that you feel, because Prime, just to give him his flowers, is an amazing lyricist. The delivery, a lot of that is crazy. A lot of people can rap, but not a lot of people could rap, bro. Right. And Prime raps, and to not being at a certain level, I can understand the frustration.
Oh yeah.
Krishana, where do you think you'd be?
Oh, I thought I would be having a big ass house, having like 3 kids, being married, but also doing like my own business. So I'm far from that. But I thought I would just have like a brand or just also doing music, but I don't know. Like it's weird just the stuff that you plan on doing, at a certain age you think like, oh, with the latest 25 or 30, you just gonna have this and achieve that, and then which each year coming closer you're like, oh well, I'm gonna skip the plan, it might be a little different. Then you have another plan, but I think job wise and especially music, and it's something that I still do, right? So it's not that I'll be giving up on things, I just have to prioritize differently. But I think back then I already knew, okay, this is my passion, this is what I like, and I think it's important to stick to old dreams or whatever your passion is and your goals are. You should never give up on them, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Even if they change, even if they shift, what they look like. All right, I'll go ahead and do my question real quick. All right, look, everybody else on the internet is asking this, so we got to make it a question. 100 men versus one silverback gorilla. Who's going to win?
Gorilla?
100 men.
Wait, hold on. Are the men armed, or are they just strictly what we got on our body?
Yeah, just 100 men.
Gorilla.
The gorilla.
Blaze?
I mean, 100 men. I'm going with the men.
I am
But
too.
they don't.
We mud hole stomping this bastard. Now the problem gonna be whoever decide to run at the gorilla first. y'all in trouble.
Okay, so that's kind of the point, right? Is what I think everyone's keeps acting like everyone I've seen talk about this online has said that like, oh no, it'll get everybody blah blah blah, but like you don't understand that like 20 men will probably die, 30, 40 men will probably die, but we're built for more endurance than the gorilla. At some point, the gorilla is going to get tired, and if you pile, like it can lift. Saw a thing. It's like a 400-pound animal. It can lift 10 times its weight, so it's 4,000 pounds. But if you pile 70 200-pound men on top of that gorilla, it's not going anywhere. You could
But what you try
suffocate.
to do? You try to choke it.
You could beat it. You could. Enough people are trying to do it. It
Mm,
could get
Yeah,
done.
it
It
definitely can
could
get done.
absolutely get done.
I don't know.
Our limbs are
Maybe
getting
I
ripped
watched too
off.
much gorilla in
Get
the
all those
movies.
people. Get all
Like
those people piling on the gorilla. It's gonna look like when everybody jumped on the Hulk and he just threw them everywhere. Come on
Hmm.
now.
it's gonna be a horror scene afterward. There's gonna be limbs thrown everywhere, bro. Like straight up, they're
That
strong
gorilla
enough
gets
to
his
rip
hands.
your arms off of you. So I
If
don't
he
know,
gets
man.
his hands on a tree trunk and just starts swinging, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Playing baseball with our heads.
Look like that scene from The Matrix when he's hitting all the agents.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
But I didn't know it was like a talking topic trend. I didn't
Oh, it's
even
huge.
recognize
Everyone's
it.
talking
Oh,
about
it
it.
is.
It's like the
Okay.
new would you rather run into a bear or a man in the middle of the woods or whatever. Like that's the new question
Oh,
everybody's
okay.
talking about.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's just a distraction because they want to do something else while we're looking over
So
here.
it's so I think it's 50-50. You say it's the man, we say it's the gorilla. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Blaze, you got your question ready?
But you know we right.
Prime don't got a question?
Prime, you got a question?
Shit, I guess you put me on the spot. What's something that y'all found out way too late in life that you wish you found out earlier?
Something that we found out too late and wish we knew earlier?
So
Yes.
I this just happened to me, man. I'm 37 years old, and I just found out that there are extra large socks. I wear a size 13 shoe, and I thought the biggest sock I could ever find was a large, and that's supposed to fit from like 7 to 12. So I'd be putting my socks on, just stretching them bare thin, like you could see through the socks. They're stretched so much to get over my foot. And I went on Amazon to get some new shoes or new socks. And look, there's extra large socks that are like meant for 11 to 14, and they came and bro, like the socks are the same size as my feet. I never knew. I'm 37. It's the first pair of socks I've ever had. It's the same size as my feet.
That's hilarious.
Here we are.
The search is over. We found Bigfoot.
You know, I wish I knew. I mean, on one hand, I'm glad that life turned out the way that it turned out. Everything happened for a reason. But for sake of question of the day, I wish I knew that all the worst thing the girl could say is no. You know, it's like it's like, hey, would you date me? Would you da 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 da? No. All right. Well, that's it. Everything's cool. To me, no would just mean, oh my God, you're unattractive. No one likes
End of
you.
the
You're
world,
the
yeah.
lamest person on the planet. I like it took me a lot longer in life to realize the worst you can say is no. Move on to the next. You know. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's fair.
I think I got two things. One thing is additional insurance for dentist type of services.
Yeah.
Like especially even saving up, like in general, like insurances, you just get to know or you get into with these and you're going to start dealing with those topics at a later age, like 25, 30. And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, if I would have started already while I started working with like 15, 16,
Exactly.
like 100, oh well, not 100, that would be too much at this age, but I think like maybe 20, $30 each month and put it in this type of insurances would be good. But this is
Exactly.
something you have different priorities. You going clubbing, you doing all this, you just being
Exactly.
busy. And now I think like, okay, I should have started earlier.
Don't you
Definitely.
have universal health care?
Yeah, healthcare, but you have to have additional stuff
Is
as
dentist
well.
is dental work not included in the universal health care?
It is, but if you want to have like, if you want to replace when you're old and you want to replace this, it's hella expensive.
Huh.
So now I think I should have saved extra for this type of insurance to have it
Yeah.
already covered by now. But now it's maybe they're gonna say, oh, you're too late, you're too old, so it doesn't make no sense. It's gonna be expensive anyways, like
Yeah.
thousand something each tooth.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
So this is one, and then they had like this haribo candy type of thing, where they got this little
Yeah.
thing in the middle that you can pull down, and it just opens easily. I never knew that until I don't know a couple of years, like 5 years ago. It was they
Yeah,
crazy, and
with
I tried it.
pots. With pots, I found out recently that I did it by accident. I was opening the pot lid, and I kind of I slipped it, and it fell in between the handle and the thing, and it just sat there. I'm like, huh. And then I just took out other pots to see if it worked, and they did. I'm like, huh.
All right, Prom, how about you?
I would say nobody cares. Keep working. I spent so much time of my life trying to plead my case for things, whether it be this, that, the other. Like, I've always pled my case and always think people should hear me. Like, why aren't you listening? Am I not right? Am I crazy? But nobody cares. Just keep working.
Yeah, straight up. Hey, look. Hey, y'all just got some gems. You feel me? Real talk.
Most importantly, socks come in extra large. That's a valuable lesson that you can learn from this.
And the worst they could say is no. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm ready.
Hell.
This is going to be the last question of the day that I ask as a 39-year-old. You feel me? After this, I'm 40. Boy. You feel me? I'm about to be in my 40s, bro. All right. So what is the dumbest lie you ever told and it worked?
Dumbest lie.
Can we plead the fifth?
I have so many of them, but I feel like a dumb lie that I told is there was a situation where I wanted the company from this girl, and like I just needed just a female to be around, and I didn't want to go through all of the things that make her like me and whatever. I just wanted, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why I just made this huge, ginormous lie about how I travel around the world. I got so much money. She's coming to my 1-bedroom apartment. And why are you in this 1-bedroom apartment? Well, you know, I want to keep my means low because I don't need everybody in my business. You feel me? She believed every damn thing. God. It was, to me, it was just so stupid. And I could have just, it didn't, none of that was needed. But I did it, and she believed every word of everything I said. There was a small TV that I had, like real small, and the TV is, I would thought you would have a flat screen. Well, you know, when I was over in Africa, you know, these little kids was hovered around this little TV, and I felt bad. So, you know, I gave them that big plasma, and I just took oh my God, you're so amazing. I was like 22, 21, something like that. She was like, oh my God, you're so amazing. I'm like, you dumb man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is bad.
It was.
This is bad.
Hey, I had rent paid.
But I think you were watching too many, I don't know, type of movies before you came up with your whole personal.
I have no idea what created that. It was something else. I was something different.
No, I think the dumbest lie that somebody believed when they really asked me if we have electricity in Germany, and I said, "Oh well, we got like a bicycle in the backyard, and somebody has to, you know, ride the bike that we get electricity." And they were like, "Oh, for real?" Yeah,
it had to be an American that asked that. I know an American
so
asked that.
Funny.
So yeah, what am I supposed to say? No, we don't got no electricity. We don't got no running water. We don't got no vehicles. No, we don't. We live in Germany.
Wow.
The only thing that comes to my mind, and it's really not that big, but like when my daughter was young, it would be really difficult to like get her to be calm and turn the TV off at night before she went to bed. So we would I would go in there with my ex-wife, and one of us would distract her while the other one would pull the plug from the TV, and we called that the TV fairy. Like the TV fairy just came in, and now the TV's off for the night. We could press the power button. It doesn't work. I don't know how she does it, but the TV fairy comes in, and it's done. TV's done for the night. So.
You see, I'm not that good a liar, so like I try not to. I mean, I have lied. I'm not gonna act like I'm the most truthful person on the planet, but every time I've lied, I got caught up, and it just didn't work out for me. So I don't really have an answer for this. I'm just a bad liar.
I mean, I could tell a dumb lie that I told that didn't work in my favor. So in 5th grade, there's a kid in the school that was considered the bully of all bullies in the school. His name is Charlie. You didn't want to be on Charlie's bad side. For whatever reason, the teacher assigned me a seat across from his mean freaking sister. And one day I got on the sister's bad side and I was horrified. So I lied and pretended like I couldn't see. I was like, I don't know. I'm not making up the words. So they sent me home for my mom to have to buy me glasses, prescription glasses. I'm taking the test and I'm like, I don't understand none of the words. I can see everything. And Halloween came around and I wanted to get a costume, but mom was like, no, I had to pay for your glasses. No costume this year. And I was so aggravated. I was so mad.
All right, y'all. Man, this has been an awesome episode. Thank you to everybody watching. Happy early birthday to Mr. Blaze Hunter. He's going to be an old man, 40 years old. It's official, man. Thank you, J Prom, for filling in.
Co-owner of the most prestigious.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. But yeah, thanks for everybody watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things we want you to do. You can catch us every single Friday at 3 p.m. EST on
the most prestigious network in the land, the Signature Series Network.